das nicht gelebt. Aber das, was heute vor uns steht, das ist...
Do not let us speak of darker days. Let us speak rather of sterner days. These are not dark days. These are great days. The greatest our country has ever lived. And we must all thank God that we have been allowed, each of us, according to our station, to play a part in making these days memorable in the history of our race.
This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany. At war with Germany.
The sombre broadcast of Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain on the 3rd of September 1939 marked the start of what was to be the most wide-ranging conflict in human history, and one that would be fought in the very streets of Coventry. This is the moving story of the ordinary people who fought the war on the home front, and a celebration of the spirit and determination that saw them emerge, united and victorious.
The martyred city of Coventry. Amid the wholesale wreckage of a noble city, crushed by the force of hundreds of tons of bombs, the steeple of her one-time beautiful 14th century cathedral looks down on a scene of indescribable desolation. Words are hopelessly inadequate to describe the horror and indignation felt all over the civilized world at this wanton devastation. 1,000 citizens of Coventry were killed or maimed by the Nazi disciples of slaughter, who kill mostly for the joy of killing and destroy mostly for the joy of destroying. These are scenes of the butchery at Coventry. Hastening to be with his people of Coventry in their hour of adversity, the king was an inspiration to the stricken but courageous inhabitants. They came through the ordeal magnificently. This is their greatest hour. The courage of Coventry is an example to the whole world. The cities of Great Britain salute their brothers in this hour of tribulation, but not defeat.
That grand old parish church, with its tower and spire soaring to the sky and its huge, immense, majestic building, we've all simply loved it. Everybody's loved it. Not only church people, but everybody. It's been part of us. Up on the top roof and the lower roofs and the ground floor, we waited. And then bomb after bomb, incendiary bombs fell. And we fought them with what we could of the equipment we had, one after the other. It took a long time. And then, finally, a group of three fell on the roof, and well, the fire blazed up, and we had no more sand and no more water, and practically no more strength to go on. And the fire got a big hold. The fire station came, but well, there was not sufficient water to deal with it, and The fire got a complete grip of the roof and burnt from roof to roof, and all the pews blazed up. That's a great inferno inside. I think we all tried to do our best. The fire service was simply magnificent. By about 1:30, the whole thing was gutted. The pillars in the middle and the great grand arcade fell down, and the nave of the cathedral was no more. All through that night, the clock serenely struck the hours. Many people far and wide thought that the cathedral was all right. But there it is. That night the city burnt, and the mother church of the city burnt with her. Can't help feeling that's a sort of emblem of the eternal truth that when men suffer, God suffers with them. And yet the tower and the spire still stand, soaring to the sky, and I feel that's an emblem of the eternal majesty and love of God. It was the spirit of our forefathers that built that grand building. I believe that that spirit is with us still and will help us to rebuild it one day when we've served and suffered a while, a little longer. Build it again to the glory of
The city of Coventry mourned its air raid victims when nearly 1,000 people attended the first funeral service. 172 of Coventry's dead were being buried in a common grave, yet even while the last rites were being performed, an air battle was taking place high above the cemetery. Even while Coventry mourned her dead, the Nazi came to renew his terror. In one common bond of sympathy and resolution, the whole country will carry on the fight till Nazism is destroyed forever.
Alwyn Sweetman was dependable and good, did his duty like a constable should. When the fire rained down from the November sky, many people in his hometown died. Now Alwyn did the best that he could, digging in the rubble where the pub once stood. There was times that night he was on his knees, praying, Lord, spare me, won't you spare me, Lord, please. And time takes it away, a little bit further every day, but time could never disguise the pain that reigned from the November sky. Eric Holt, just 9 years old, lying in a shelter, his eyes to behold, tracer arcing into the night sky. Landmine falling took his daddy's life, and time takes it away, a little bit further every day, but time could never disguise the pain that reigned from the November sky. In a farmhouse on the edge of town, firestorm raging all around. and little Valerie cried, "Why, God, why?" as St. Michael's lit the Coventry sky. And time takes it away a little bit further every day, but time could never disguise the pain that reigned from the November sky. Well, from the ashes of that old town there rose a spirit of world renown, and that spirit, it'll never die. Still we remember that November sky. Yes, we still remember that November sky.